Not yet.
Sure.
Hey everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Come on into the craft room and we will get started. I have Bob here with me tonight.
Hello.
I'm gonna tilt this down a little bit. There we go.
Oh, I can't see it.
Refresh. Go to Kathy Creates. Click here. There it is.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to get us pulled up over here and we will get started. So when you get here, say hello. We're crooked now. I'm just all discombobulated today. There it is. That's a little better. Turn your volume down. And I forgot our mic, so we're just going to go with the camera mic. Okay, we are ready to roll. How is everybody doing tonight? So I have a brand new kit for you. It's going to be a little wonky here because all these pieces are going to fall off. America, Land That I Love. And it's got a little gnome, okay? And we are going to go ahead and get this guy going. So we're going to separate our pieces here by color. So I'm going to do his little hands and his nose in this tan creamy color. So Cooper's going to wind up. Here we go. Cooper's getting wound up.
Hey, Tracy. Tracy Everly Campbell joined us.
Hey, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy, how are you doing, girl? All right. I think this little guy is adorable. So I'm just separating these out in the colors that I want to paint them. My dogs are fighting under the table. Well, play fighting. So with Daddy in here, everybody's in here, and they're going to make their presence known.
And Be So Creative said hi to Kathy.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hey,
Guys,
Daddy.
Stop. Ay, ay, ay. Real life. This is real life right here. So how's everybody's weekend? Ours was busy, and I'm trying to drown out the dogs that are play fighting under the table. All right. So we're going to set all those aside, and we're going to work on our base. Okay, so if you can see that, it's got a little shiplapping to it. So we are going to take the candle, because you guys know I love to do this technique.
I have a piece of paper in my hand, buddy. I can't pick you up right now.
Cooper's like, rescue me from this little lunatic, Dad. So I just really coat it well. Brush off any excess. And then we're going to go ahead and get it painted. There we go. So make sure you're commenting, because Bob is going to pull names for Happy Mail. And he's just going to randomly do it. So luck of the draw. And I just sent out Happy Mail today for Miss Penny for last month. Miss Penny, I think, has won 3 months in a row. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yeah.
She must comment a lot.
No, she hasn't had a whole lot of entries. She's just very lucky, apparently. There was people that had 7 and 8 and 9. She had 2, I think, entries and still won. And has each month it's been like that. She's just apparently a very lucky gal.
Hey.
Guys, come on.
Teddy.
Mr. FB is going to flag me and say I'm a copyright infringement, even though they're my own dogs.
No.
They've done that before.
You two stop.
I'm glad Cooper's feeling good, because Cooper's been having some health issues. And
He's on steroids now. Cooper. Stop barking.
he's unfortunately at...
All right, come on.
He's unfortunately at kind of end of life.
Go get Teddy. Go on.
And so at this point, we're just doing whatever we can to keep him comfortable. And so far, we're able to. We'll have to make that tough decision later if things don't.
They just open the door.
And they're back. Hey, Miss Mary. Hello, hello. All right, we're going to get this started drying. And then you're going to see the magic of the wax. So yeah, little Cooper's had some serious health issues. He's not absorbing protein and his liver function is not good. So he's, like I said, he's pretty much at end of life now. He's 11. And we're just doing what we can to keep him comfortable as long as we can. So right now, he's doing great.
Yeah, he's fine as long as he's on steroids. But the problem is that steroids aren't real great for him either. But
the steroids are terrible for the liver that's already failing. So that's the problem that we're...
Oh, he's got high liver enzymes. His liver's really not failing yet either. It's just...
Yeah,
it's just not looking good for him.
No. So I'm just using this little picker to dig out these lines because I want them to show up. And with the paint in them, they're not going to. So I love to use this little tool for this purpose. This is just a little Dollar Tree. I think it's called a craft tool, I think is what they call them. I call them a picker. It's got a sharp little point at the end. I use it all the time for this and also to peel the sticky back off of our kits. Okay. So as you can see, that made those lines pop back out. Now we're going to finish drying this. Do you see any comments?
No.
Yeah. All right, guys, make sure you're commenting for a chance at Happy Meal. I don't know if Mr. FB is just not showing them. Hey, there's Miss Kimberly. We are making an adorable little Americana gnome sign. This is a brand new one to our website as of yesterday. Yep. Robert's helping me out tonight because Mom's playing cards.
Our Mexican train, they play that sometimes.
Yeah, they could be playing that actually.
Yeah, we do. We actually like to play Mexican train.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Fun domino game. I love this technique because you can start to see where the wax is when you're drying it. Now, of course, if you don't like the vintagey look, the rustic look, then skip this step.
Yeah.
But
change the channel. That's a joke. Don't change the channel.
So as you can see where it's all kind of, I don't know what the right word is, but where it's kind of like looks dirty almost. That's where the wax is.
Tim said she did her birdhouse.
Oh, good. Started her Simply Blessed. Okay, you're getting caught up, girl. All right, so now the next step to this, by doing it this way, we're going to take a scraper and we're just going to go and scrape. And it's going to pull off some of the paint where that wax is. Not all of it, but it'll pull off some. And you're left with this very distressed vintagey look that I love. Okay? Love that. Okay, our backer board is done. Let's get rid of this mess. Put that in the trash.
Apparently Teddy didn't want to behave.
he left.
Yep, he left.
He's like, fine, you won't let me be a naughty boy. I'm out of here. Okay, so we're going to paint our little beard. This is our gnome beard. We're going to paint that white. Now, I want to show you guys this. Every now and then you're going to get something.
Hey, Bonnie.
That has, see how it's got that kind of orangey on the edge? That doesn't paint real well. That's from the laser. We don't get a lot of it because we mask everything, but every now and then you'll get a piece that has a little bit on it. So if you happen to get one, just take a wipe it off. It doesn't really come off, but it comes off enough that you can paint it. And it usually will paint well.
You usually try and get them all, but you miss them every once in a while.
Yeah, like that one. I missed a little bit.
Oh, Bonnie said she loves the chippy.
Me too, Bonnie. Love it, love it, love it. As you can tell, because like half my stuff, well, more than half, almost all my stuff is done that way anymore. I've gotten away from the bling, and I'm going. I like the.
Away from the buffalo plaid a little bit.
Not really. Just these don't really call for a bow or whatever. So I still love my buffalo plaid. Yeah. Well, we got a glue worm or a paint worm going on here, guys. I hate it when your paint does that. When you get these big old nasty, it gets thick on you. Oh, there's a big one in there. That's okay.
Bonner just got a Happy Meal entry.
Cool. Bonnie had a ton of them. I can't believe Bonnie didn't win. Miss Penny is super lucky with her 2 entries and keeps winning. You guys all know it's not rigged. It's definitely, I put the names on the wheel and we spin it live. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
So I'm going to paint this America and this little bar that goes underneath it red. And we'll probably need a couple coats. So we're going to set that aside and let that dry.
Kim never wins, LOL.
Oh, Bull, you've won, I think, once. I think you have won once. That's a bunch of hooey.
She said, I painted the backboard black and scraped off white for Simply Blessed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I love
okay.
that. Love that.
I don't think you will give up the buffalo plaid anytime soon.
You're correct.
Probably not.
You are correct.
Kim says never.
That is probably an accurate statement.
So what is Kim saying? So Kim basically painted it black first, dried it, and then...
Yeah, instead of leaving it where it shows the wood, hers is going to show the black.
Oh, gotcha. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I've done that before. Matter of fact, I think
No problem, Bonnie.
that Daisy one back there, we painted dark gray and then did that. Pull that out, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
just to get an idea of it. That's what it looks like with dark gray.
So that had dark gray first, then I did the wax, and then I did the white over it and scraped it. And that's what you get from it. Yep. So there is a difference. Let me hold this up. You can see the difference between the wood and the gray. Put that back.
Now at the bottom, did you distress the bottom? Where there's little gaps?
That's the cut, the design.
Okay.
You have to do your daisies yet. Hey, Miss Caitlin. Honey girls on.
Tater, what's up?
Or better known as Tater. Her nickname when she was a little girl was Cater Tater.
And in this format, she can't yell at me for calling her that.
She doesn't yell anymore about that. She embraces it.
When she was in high school, yeah, I called her that once in front of her friends, and that was
in church.
that was horrible right there.
Yeah, she's learned to embrace it now, though.
And all of her friends said, Tater?
Because had she just
let it go,
nobody would have even noticed. But she went, ah, Mom! Or Dad, whoever said it. And yeah. Then they all went, what?
Angelina, tell Craig I said hi.
Hey, Angelina. How you guys doing? Haven't seen you guys since when we went up to that craft show in Blissfield. We saw her.
Kayla just gave up yelling about it a long time ago.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
She's just embraced it.
Yep.
Yeah, Dustin had many nicknames too. He was Bubba Bubba Boo. And Kate was Cater Tater. Yep. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It just fit. Didn't it, honey?
Yep. I try not to call Emmett Bubba because that was Dustin's name.
I've been calling him it though.
Have you?
Yeah, and
it's hard not to because
he's a little Dustin.
Yep.
He reminds us so much, and his sister, little Miss Ava, reminds us so much of Caitlin. I kept calling her Katie.
Yeah.
Kate.
Yeah, I messed up a couple times this weekend.
Because, my gosh, she looks just like Aunt Kate.
Well, last weekend.
Yeah. She looks just like Aunt Kate when she was that young.
Angelina says, we're doing great, and Craig waved back. So Craig was my best friend in high school a few years ago.
A few years ago.
So,
yeah, not long. It wasn't long ago at all.
Yep, we used to hang out together all the time. Uh-oh.
What?
Her sound isn't working.
Is everybody else's sound working? It should be, because we don't have mics on. All right, so I'm just painting the top of this, because the top of this is actually part of his hat. So I'm painting the top of it blue.
Just yesterday, LOL.
Yeah, it was just yesterday that you were best friends with Craig in high school.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Sound check good.
Okay, thank you. Angelina, go in and out, and sometimes that fixes it if you've got an issue. Do I want to do this? No, I don't want to do this with... Yeah, I do want to do it with this. I forgot what I was doing.
That's what she said.
Not sure y'all heard that, but...
I didn't say anything.
Uh-huh. Robert's being bad. Yay, Angelina's back. She's got sound. Awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
Yesterday, LOL.
Yep. It was all just yesterday, right? We were all really young just yesterday.
Yep.
So that means we still are. All right. So this little centerpiece here is his face. So I'm just going to take this brush and go and paint that carefully. There we go.
Oh, yep. And you got the 2 eyes.
Yep, well that we'll do with...
Once it dries.
And yes, but we'll do it with a Posca pen.
Posca pen.
Mm-hmm. All right, and now this part is going to be red because that's his body.
So we have 2 dogs.
We have 2. Yeah, we have 2. One is a Morkie, the one that's, well, actually, he wasn't the healthy one.
Yeah.
The one that's having the health issues is a Morkie. He's 11. And then we have a Lassapoo, who's 6. He was actually the one barking tonight, which is unusual. Usually Cooper's our barker.
Yep. Well, once they get playing, Teddy will try and get Cooper going.
Yeah. Teddy wants Cooper to play, and that was what that was about.
Yep.
And Cooper was trying to get on Daddy's lap saying, "Save me." Okay. So that is done. We're going to set that aside. I think the only thing we have left to paint is our frame.
Yep, we used to have big dogs.
Yeah.
We had a yellow lab that weighed about 90 pounds, and then we got a Rottweiler mix that weighed about 120. And after the Rottweiler passed away, Kathy wanted a little dog.
So then we got Cooper. And then when our cat was passing away, we felt bad for Cooper because Cooper had always had a playmate.
Why am I on tonight? You want to get rid of me?
I think she's saying it's time to draw a name.
Oh.
Do your job, Bob.
Well, I did. It was Angelina Marietta got a
Yep. You have 3 Yorkie poos. Okay.
No, she has a 3-year-old Yorkie poo.
Oh, you're right. I read that wrong. Okay.
Yep. It happens every once in a while. Not often.
What?
That I'm right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Angelina says, prefer little dogs.
Me too. Why am I on tonight? Because I couldn't get Wednesday night. By the time I signed up for a time spot, Wednesdays was gone.
Oh, I thought she meant why was I on here with you tonight. I didn't think about that. Tonight's not your normal night either.
Yeah, I'm not sure which way you meant that, but he's on because I told him he had to be. Well, let's be real. And I'm on because I couldn't get my Wednesday night time slot. There was slim pickings when I signed up for my time spot.
All right, so We bought the cat first because Caitlin brought up that we tricked you into Sammy Bear, and the way I remember it was I just bought him.
No, you told me because you said okay.
You wanted a little dog.
So the way it started was they went to the Humane Society and we adopted a kitten. Yeah. And that because we always wanted a cat, or they always wanted a cat. I'm not a huge cat fan, but they always wanted a cat, and we couldn't have a cat with our other dog. Our other dog wanted to eat cats. So when he died, then they decided they were going to go get a kitten. So they went to the Humane Society and they got a kitten. Well, the kitten was pretty much on death's door. I mean, the cat ended up being very sick. And the Humane Society said, bring him back and we'll have our vet take care of all the things. I mean, he had an upper respiratory infection. He had I think a staph infection.
Yeah, he was just
he was a mess. He was a mess. So they treated him. Well, then he had to go back for a recheck. And when he went back for the recheck, Caitlin went with him, and they had Rottweiler puppies. So Bob calls me and he says, would it be okay if I bring home a puppy?
A little puppy.
A little puppy. And I said, yeah, as long as it's a little dog, because I don't want another big dog. I said, I want a cute, fluffy puppy. He comes home with a Rottweiler puppy. I will say he was cute and fluffy.
And little.
Yeah, he was about the size of what our dogs are now as a 6-week-old puppy. And needless to say, he did not stay little. But I will say he was an absolute sweetheart. And I love that dog dearly.
Yep.
He was a sweet boy. And before we had gotten the lab, I was terrified of big dogs. I'd been bitten by a big dog when I was little, and it scared the crap out of me, and I was terrified of big dogs. Loved little dogs, but I was terrified of big dogs. But once I got used to having the lab, then, the Rottweiler wasn't so bad. Other than, he was very aggressive as a puppy in the beginning. And we learned how to train him. Mm-hmm. And I had a trainer come to the house and work with us. And because I'm like, there is no way I'm going to have an aggressive Rottweiler. Not going to happen. And so we had a trainer come to the house. A friend of mine was a dog trainer. And so she came over and worked with us and taught us how to handle him. And he ended up being the sweetest, most gentle giant ever. Mm-hmm. He was a sweet, sweet boy, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie, jeez. You're Angelina Jolie now, Angelina. Did you know that? Marietta, sorry. Can't believe I just did that. That is from Amazon.
Yep.
And I think Bob's looking up the link. Oh, yep, he just posted it. It works great. I've had it for years, and you can see it's been well loved. It's got paint all over it. So.
Well, speaking of Rottweiler, Rottie Mom, R-O-T-T-I.
Do you have Rotties? I'm assuming. Sammy did give the best hugs, Caitlin.
Yep, and that does look like Sammy right there. Look.
Aww. It does look like our Sammy bear.
Yep.
All right, so to put this together, all you're going to do is you're going to peel that sticker, basically, off the back.
Angelina said, yay, that's me.
Yeah, there you go. Can you give me a loan? Because you probably have a lot of money if you're Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah. All right. Then, the next thing. This goes over here. Right here in the corner. Okay. Oh, I better get that paint off of me, or I am going to make a mess. Yeah, but anyway, so Sammy came home, and at first I was mad, but then I fell in love with him, and he was a sweetheart, so it all was forgiven. But then we had to put him down, we had the cat. And so then we went and got Cooper, or Morky.
Well, because you wanted a little dog.
I wanted a little dog.
You were upset about Sammy.
I was upset. It was a broken heart type thing, and we went and got him the next day. Because there's nothing better than puppy kisses when you're upset. So, we went and got Cooper, and then the cat took a turn for the worst. And Cooper was so high energy when he was little. I'm just getting this excess paint off the edge here so it doesn't smear. But Cooper was so high energy when he was a puppy that we had to literally take him to daycare a couple of times a week because we had to tire him out. If not, we didn't sleep. So if we took him on like Tuesday and Thursday because over the weekend he was with us. So Monday he was good. And then Tuesday we would take him to daycare. He would play at daycare all day. And then we would take him again on Thursday. And so by that way it worked. And so then I lost my train of thought. Oh, so then the cat took a turn for the worse. So we got Teddy because I was thinking that, oh gosh, Cooper is going to be terrible. Because once we had the cat in him, he did better. And we weren't having to take him to daycare as often. And daycare is expensive. So that was like, okay, that's not so bad. But then the cat rallied. So then we had the 2 dogs and the cat. Because I thought for sure the cat was going to, croak.
On his own.
Yeah, he was like not eating and he was losing weight. And so I had actually made the appointment to put him down because I thought I'm not going to let him suffer and starve to death, basically. So, but then he rallied and he lived like another year.
Yep.
So then we had the cat and 2 dogs. But, so when something happens to Cooper, I'm not sure what we're going to do because little Teddy is, we joke, but it's true. Cooper is Teddy's emotional support dog. Teddy is a little chicken.
And has never been alone.
No. So, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that he'll adjust because I really don't want another dog. 2 dogs is a lot. I like having 1. I don't know that I'd ever do 2 again if I don't have to. Because that's a lot. And they're very expensive.
Well, that's the problem.
The vet bills.
They're fun to have running around. But
they are, but it's very expensive.
What would Teddy do with himself without Cooper? We're probably going to end up with another dog. In all fairness, so I brought home Sammy, but you called me at work and said, because there was a friend of hers at work that had gotten a dog from this other breeder. Tammy
Hall, Kim.
Yeah. So she called me at work and said, I'm just going to go there. They got another litter of puppies. I'm just going to go up there and look at them. I'm not buying one. So I hung up and walked out in the lab and I was like, well, we're getting a new dog tonight. And sure enough, on the way out, she called me on the way home. Oh, I had to buy him. He's so cute.
Well, there was more to the story with him.
Yeah, but still. And we're not so sure we'll ever go to that breeder again.
I won't go to that breeder ever again. Yeah. Teddy's good, and he's actually healthier than what Cooper is. Has been his whole life. Yeah. Cooper's had a bunch of surgeries, and he's been a very expensive little dog.
Yeah, he is.
But Teddy, knock on wood, has had just very minor things, nothing crazy.
Couple of warts
we had to have taken off. That's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. And he's pretty much healthy otherwise. So,
he lets us sleep in.
Yeah, not Cooper. Cooper.
No, we were awake at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, we get up every day at 5 for work. And so on the weekends, guess what? We're up at 5 because Cooper wants
Tracy
to
Dorio.
Hey, Miss Tracy.
You can never just look. There you go. So.
No, you can't just look. And there's a backstory to that one too, though, because I picked him up and he just like melted into my chest. I mean, he just snuggled right down. He was like not a bit bashful, shy, whatever. He was loving the attention. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the lady, and this is why we'll probably, well, this is one of the reasons why we'll probably never go back there again. Well, we will not go back there again. She said to me, you are the first person that has ever picked up that dog. She has never cuddled that dog. She's never had anyone cuddle that dog. How do you raise a litter of puppies and not love on them?
Yeah.
And honestly, that's not good for the puppies because that's not socializing them. That's not getting them used to being around people. And they need that. And I mean, Teddy is a super sweet dog and he seems to be very healthy. So I'm happy about that. But he's also very clingy. He is a grade 10 clingy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why.
Tracy's got a happy mail.
Miss Tracy, you got a happy mail.
Entry.
Yep. But yeah. So, I mean, I adore my little teddy bear and he is all of that. And he loves snuggles. He loves the loving. And of course, I love that. So, yeah, I mean, it was good. It's turned out good, but I can't in good conscience give them money. I just can't. And there's other things that I just won't get into here, but there's other things that we've been told. I've not witnessed, but been told that have happened there that they're not getting another dime of my money.
Yep.
I'm not going to perpetuate that. But I love my little teddy bear.
It is a puppy factory. That's the problem.
And I didn't know that when I bought him.
No.
Or I would not have supported that. Because like I said, our last two animals we had gotten at the Humane Society. Not Cooper, but the two prior.
It's hard to... Because she wanted... One of the criteria was she wanted a dog that didn't shed.
You're right. I wanted ones that didn't shed, and I wanted little dogs. I didn't want big dogs.
It's hard to get those at the Humane Society.
Okay. So now, that's what this looks like so far. But now we're going to go in with our Posca pen and do some details. Okay.
I used to breed Dobermans, and I'd sit in their kennel with them and play. That's what I would do. If we bred dogs here, I would lie on the floor and just let them run all over top of me.
Yep, Briggsy was a stray we took in. The Rottweiler, the cat were strays. Now, Cooper was at a breeder, and Teddy sort of was.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly not so sure that Cooper was in the puppy mill either.
Yeah.
I think they were overbred.
She picked them up and played with them and stuff. She
took good care of them, but I think she overbred them.
Yeah.
Because his brother from the same litter has all kinds of serious issues, just like Cooper. Different issues, but serious. He's had a stroke. He's had
serious allergies worse than his.
Ooh, that just ooped. I'm glad that didn't get on my project. Clean that. Look, it's all over me. And
as long as you don't get it on me. I have a big dog, Pit Bull, who thinks he's a little dog. He loves laying across me like a lap dog. And that's the thing too. And that was Penny Collins Hampt.
Oh, Penny, yeah.
Yep. And that's the thing about Pit Bulls too. I've heard they used to get a bad rap because people would breed them and they would be mean to them and stuff. But if you I've heard before, if you raise those and you're nice to them and treat them to be good dogs, and
it's just like the Rots. Rots are the same way. Rots had a bad rep for a long time.
Save the wood.
Save the wood, right? Rotties had a bad rap too for being aggressive, and if they're raised correctly with love and they're fine.
You get out of them what you put in them.
Yep. Okay, so that's what we have so far. I did the little dots for his eyes. I put little dots on our stars. And now I'm going to put some lines on his brim of his hat.
Sometimes those Posca markers go on sale. They're not too bad. Mine are Chihuahua Pit Bull Mix. What is it?
Chihuahua Pit Bull Mix. I can't picture that in my head.
You have to put a picture on here, Tracy.
Tracy Dorio? Yours are Chihuahua Pit Bull mixes. I've seen pictures of yours. They're little, aren't they? I'm surprised they're so little. We're going to do the lines the same on the frame, which I should have done before I put it together, but that's okay. We'll make it work.
Those Posca markers can get kind of pricey, but
they're great.
They are great. They're a great tool if you're crafting a lot.
Because, like, look at this. This went over red paint, and it's crystal clear white. I mean, there's no bleed. They're great. I love the Posca pens.
I think Kathy's, I bought hers on sale. I waited for, like, Black Friday kind of deal or Cyber Monday or whatever you call them. But they do come up. They do come up for sale, I think, every year around the holiday, don't they?
I don't know.
I think they do.
Yeah, I never bought them because they were too expensive. But I put them on my wish list for Christmas, and he got them for me.
So there you go. If you don't want to spend the money,
just tell your husband.
or kids or somebody.
Yeah.
Or you could be like Hale and tell your parents if you really wanted them.
There you go. Okay. We are done. We are 10 minutes early. Send you a picture after the live. Okay.
Okay.
I'll bob them.
Have Bob get them?
Or have Bob. Yeah. Yeah, he spoiled me. I got this big old set of them. Yep. I think there's 24 of them in here, and I love them. Honestly, I mainly use the white and the black. I have used a couple of the other colors, but mainly the white and the black. But, all right, guys, so here it is, all finished. Hold it up here. Now, of course, I can't flip the camera because FB took that away from us. Still waiting on the house divided sign. Your daughter is insistent that we make a house divided sign for Michigan and Ohio State.
We've made them before, haven't we?
No, we've never made a house divided. But anyways, so as you can see, this can really be jazzed up. You can do a lot of things with this. This would be super cute on your tiered tray. This would be super cute if you keep up like a tree all year long. It's not that big. You could poke it into a tree and it would look super cute there. Just anywhere, a little nook that you've got that you need a little something, something. Hi, hey, Sherry. You got a set of acrylic pens. They're just the best. Why is my... Honey, look. My Siri is trying
Sorry, I don't understand.
I don't know.
I did not say that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't either. But anyway, so yeah, you could put this just about anywhere, and it's very affordable. It's only $20, and that includes your shipping, and that is to your door. Okay? So on all of our website, there is no shipping, and everything's included. The price you see is the total price you're going to pay. Unless you're in Ohio, then you will pay a little bit for sales tax. That I can't help. But anyways, so that is what we have for you tonight. And I appreciate y'all being here.
We're finishing up early still.
Yeah, we've got 7 minutes.
So for entries, I got Tracy Everly Campbell, Bonnie Bonar, Angelina Marietta.
Or Jolie.
Tracy wrote Dorio, Kim Water Eaton.
Oh, you got one, Kim.
Sherry Freeman Bretz, and Be So Creative.
Sherry, you got one too, girl. Awesome. Yeah. It was the best. I missed it. What was... Penny said something. Oh, the Roddy being so sweet. Yeah, that's our Roddy. He was a little sweetheart. Was it him or Riggs that wouldn't go to bed at night without coming in and getting a kiss?
Probably him.
I can't remember which one it was now, but one of them, before I would go to bed at night, he would come in and he'd lay his head, because he was tall enough that he could just, both of them, lay their head right on the edge of the bed. Neither of them were allowed on our bed.
I think it was him.
And he would come in at night and just stare at me until I kissed him on this forehead. And then he would lay down and go to sleep. But not until then. Oh, Be So Creative is Kimmery McGee, Bob. So put Kimmery McGee. Thank you, Miss Kimmery.
Kimmery.
I appreciate that. Yes, Kim, I'm sure we will be talking tomorrow. We talk every day. I don't think we talked today, though. Shocking.
Who's that?
Kim.
Oh, yeah.
You know who Kim is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I was going to say, he knows who you are. But, all right, ladies, I'm going to hop off here, but I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Caitlin says it was Riggs, not Sammy.
I can't remember.
I can't either. It's been a long time. All right, guys.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
so much. Bye-bye.